It's me here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a good start to your week. I have some breaking news to share with you today. And this is something I wanted to bring up because it could potentially affect the stock market, the DAX, the German 40, which ultimately may affect us all. As we know, the European Union is going through a major change right now. The Brexit situation is still unresolved. We don't know what's going to happen to Northern Ireland. The German coalition talks have been continuing over the weekend. Angela Merkel has been trying her best to put these together. And there are some key concerns over the new government and its ability to function. Now, this story has been widely covered by Financial Times, Reuters, Bloomberg, and other agencies, but I wanted to make sure that my viewers, my subscribers, get a chance to hear about it and understand how it could affect the future of the EU. So here's the first story coming from Financial Times. Germany's new Chancellor Kurz suffered defeat in Parliament just hours before his swearing-in ceremony. Now, this is the lead story here. Just hours after winning 3 votes in Parliament to become Germany's new leader, the Conservative rebounded from a surprising defeat in Parliament. Now, this is important because it shows that he might not be able to function effectively. Hours earlier, they had threatened to hobble the new government before it was sworn into office. So he actually had to have a second round of voting, and it wasn't looking good. Let's read this. Friedrich Merz won a second chance to vote to become Germany's chancellor on Tuesday afternoon, rebounding from a morning defeat in Parliament that threatened to hobble the next government before it was sworn into office. Mr. Merz was set to immediately begin the ceremonial tasks of assuming the country's top leadership post, which were delayed half a day by the events in Parliament before embarking on Wednesday for Paris and Warsaw to meet with key allies. And let's go back to Bloomberg. You may remember that when the Brexit deal was announced, there was a very big sigh of relief across Europe. Germany in particular was very concerned about the state of the EU and the potential fallout from Brexit. And here we can see that the leader of the Conservatives in Germany is now facing opposition and is not guaranteed to become the next chancellor. The leader of Germany's Conservatives suffered an unexpected defeat in Parliament hours after he was set to be sworn in as chancellor, dealing a blow to the incoming government, just as it was supposed to be taking office. In a sign of the fractious politics that lie ahead for the 74-year-old leader, lawmakers from the far-left Die Party blocked his election in the first round of voting in the Bundestag, lower house of parliament. Although the setback was only a temporary setback, it exposed divisions within the grand coalition of conservatives and social democrats before it even began. This article goes on to say that Mr. Merz, who has been chancellor designate since last month when his conservative party won the most seats in a federal election, emerged victorious in the second round of voting after lawmakers from the leftist party left the chamber. So they actually left. They walked out. And then he won a second round of voting after lawmakers from the leftist party left the chamber. Mr. Merz and his Social Democrat coalition partner Olaf Scholz were forced to use their combined majority to defeat 2 motions from Die Linke that sought to make the new government's policies more left-wing. Now, I think that if you're watching this video, if you're seeing this, it's safe to assume that you care about the EU. You care about the direction it's moving in. And what we've seen from the Brexit situation is that the UK could and really afford to be without a functional EU. There are many arguments against EU membership. But at the end of the day, the UK needs EU membership far more than the EU needs the UK. That was one of the points I made in my previous videos. And in this case, we can see that Germany, being the largest economy in Europe, also needs a functional EU. Of course, it wants to work closely with Europe, and it definitely needs Europe to work closely with it. And if we take a look at this coalition, we can see that the Conservatives and the Social Democrats together do have a majority. But it's only just a majority, and they are already experiencing internal resistance. This is very concerning. In addition to that, we have to remember that France is set to have its own election coming up. And Marine Le Pen has stated that she would like to leave the EU and potentially reform it or create a new EU. Or maybe they would try to leave but then they'll be forced to stay. Who knows? We don't know yet. But what we do know is that support for EU membership is declining, and support for leaving the EU is growing. And if we take a look at the next chart, we can see the division between the conservatives and the social democrats is already emerging. Germany's conservatives and social democrats have agreed to form a three-party coalition government. But there are key differences between the two parties and their political platforms. The SPD is more left-leaning, and the CDU is more right-leaning. And it looks like this is causing some friction. Merkel's successor as chancellor-designate has played down the significance of the defeat. Quote, "Sometimes things don't work out perfectly at the beginning," he told reporters in Berlin. "But in the end, we will form a great government together." Still, the result underscores the challenges that lie ahead for the veteran conservative politician, who is known for his folksy manner and centrist views, but who has also spent much of his career attacking the It's too early to say whether this will have a material impact on financial markets, but it is something to keep an eye on. And I will definitely be following the situation as it unfolds. So while I do believe that Germany does need the EU, it also needs a functional government. And if the conservatives and the social democrats can't work together, this could pose some significant problems, not only for Germany, but also for the EU as a whole. Now, this is a developing story, and I will definitely keep you updated as I learn more. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channels. Feel free to check out my newsletter. I will be providing daily updates. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.